have a scale for you to rate your saves for Southampton.
Okay.
So we've got a video that we're going to show you, and we just want you to rank your saves. So if it's one of your very best saves, because you played at the highest level, it's international.
Okay.
Then Premier League, then Championship, and if you don't like it, if it wasn't a good save, it's finished.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember this save because that shot was blocked and then I was going to the left. I would say it looks pretty good, but the shot wasn't the best. Championship. And that was me, like I was pretty agile and quite quick. I remember this, I love this. This is international. Alan Shearer, legend. A really hard shot. I remember thinking after that, you look at his face.
You can't believe you've saved that.
I remember thinking that how did I manage to actually stop the ball so well that it went wide? Because that, I don't know if you can see on this one, but the shot is really, really sharp and hard. So yeah, definitely one of my better saves. Nah, finished.
Finished?
Yeah. That was like, I knew when the ball left, I knew that this is gonna be a nice looking save, but it wasn't a difficult one.
So you're making it look good?
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. That is international, like top international level. I remember that save. I was so proud after this because this is difficult because I have to move really quickly to my left and then the shot was going low to my right and I managed to make a save. That was a good save. Yeah.
Special moment?
Very special moment because I never really made that many penalty saves, so and it was a big save because we were 1-0 up, we were under pressure, and then we managed to win the game 2-0, so it was a big moment in the game, but with all due respect to Michael Owen, that was probably one of his worst penalties, but I'd take it anyway. Premiership.
Creeping off the line a little bit?
Yeah, that would have been, nowadays that would have been retaken, definitely. Premiership, it's a quite a long distance, but it's a good hit and it's right in the top corner, so I'm happy with that. Premiership. That's Norwich. That's a good save. That's international. I remember that save. I think it was a funny game. I think it finished 4-3 for us. It's not very often that after losing 3 goals in one game, you think I had a pretty good game. That was end-to-end stuff. That game. It was funny, probably for spectators. That was a really entertaining game. It was a good hit, and it was slightly moving, but I would have to say finished. To be honest, if you let that goal in, that's your fault. Yeah, this one is international. But looking, if you know anything about goalkeeping, here I'm still moving forward when he strikes it, which is a big no-no nowadays. Like and I had a bit of I did that quite often. Like when I saw that the shot was coming, you kind of like, for some reason you wanna move, and that's not ideal. So it probably looked a bit, it was kind of my fault that it needed a save like that. And at the end, it's a good save. So I would have to say Premiership, only because I made that mistake. Oh, I love Per Fransen, my old teammate from FC Copenhagen. You know the blonde guy there?
Oh,
he's celebrating already. We used to play at FC Copenhagen, and that was probably my first game against Bolton, and that was another reaction save. So I would have to say Premiership. People talk about this save quite a lot. The first one was actually a decent save. That's Patrick Vieira. That's a decent save, but I don't know what I'm doing there because Michael Svensson is going to go for the ball and probably head it away. It doesn't make any sense. Why do I push my own defender? And then thankfully I made another one. And then the last one, come on, he has to score. I'm basically lying on the ground, so it's not even a save. It's like, he's hitting me rather than me making a save. So only because of the first save, it's a Premiership save. But the other ones, I got lucky, let's be honest. I remember this one. The game finished 0-0. The pitch was horrible.
Yeah.
I think it was Boxing Day. But that was a good save, definitely international. For some reason I knew what he's gonna do, and I kind of anticipated a little bit. And then one-handed, good reaction save, so international, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's come through a crowd.
That's international. That's good reactions. I saw it really late. But that was me. That's probably the only reason I played in the Premier League, because I had great reactions. Otherwise, I'd be honest, I wasn't best in many things, but my reactions were pretty good. Like,
yeah.
that was my game. Free kick, surely. Yeah, tight angle, that's Premiership. Again, good shot, good hard shot, good reactions. But then again, it's such a tight angle that you have to make this. Gary Naismith, Everton, my former teammate from Scotland, we played together at Hearts. Good shot, international. I remember this save, I felt really good about it because the shot was really hard, so I have to kind of like almost got my hand behind the ball, how do you say it, like behind, like, you know, my hand was there rather than normally it's somewhere there, you can guide the ball, but I was in a real hurry there because, like I said, the shot was really hard, so I was kind of like, my hand was like in an awkward position, so that was a good stop. Oh, that is international. I didn't remember that save until I saw it now, but people who don't understand goalkeeping, they sometimes think that, you know, a save that looks good is also very difficult to make when it's not. But that was a good, any goalkeeping coach will tell you that is probably the hardest save you can make. It's pretty close, low, through bodies. You need good reactions and good hand to make that save, so very proud of that. International, definitely. And this is international, I remember this one. But that was like very similar to the other save we were talking about just a minute ago, but just harder. He was closer, less time to react, a really hard shot. He probably thought when he took that shot that that's a goal, 100%. And I remember making that save thinking, how did I make that? Like, you know, even, you know, it was like, it happened really quickly, but that was a good save, international. Nah, that is finished, almost. That's the game you won, 2-0. I made that penalty save in that game. And late in the game, I did that. I was like so disappointed after the game, like it was this close being a perfect game. And we all were always footballers, goalkeepers were looking for that game that you can say afterwards that, you know, everything I did went really well. And that hardly ever happens. And because of that, I was like kicking myself. I was like, that's horrible goalkeeping there. Great defending, not. No, Premiership. It's a hard shot, but it's pretty close to me. So for me, it wasn't that difficult.
How do you feel when people say a goalkeeper should never get beaten at his near post?
It's not true. It's just something that people used to say in 70s and 80s, and we should forget it now. Oh, that's Championship. It's a good-looking save, but pretty easy to make. That's international. That was really. I remember this shot, and I was surprised that he hit it so well and so cleanly because he was kind of wrestling with the defender and then managing to get a shot like that. It was really hard shot, so that was a good save. How? Yeah, well, Premiership, that's good reactions again. Nice height though. Between the legs, far corner, yeah. Premiership. That actually, if you look at that shot, it actually dips right at the end. It's a weird shot, quite hard and low. That's decent save. Cup final. That Premiership save, I would say. It is not the hardest of the shot, but then again, I can't remember once Thierry Henry. He never used this part of his foot. He always placed his shots. It was like passing into the net. That was him, and he scored a lot of goals. So, yeah, decent save. Oh, who took the shot here? Was it Beats? No.
Kevin Davis, is that?
Yeah, might be. Play that again. I want to see it. Brilliant. But that's what I was talking about. Like, if you look at whoever takes the shot, it hangs in the air quite a long time. And I'm totally alone. I'm like, what should I do? Chest it, take it down. hit the ball. And it happens like this when you watch it. But I can tell you, you got plenty of time to think when you get the ball in your chest. And then Michael scores. Great day. I would, Naismith. Then Alan Shearer. And then probably that low save on the near post, a really quick one.
Oh, Juan Pablo Angel.
Angel, yeah. It doesn't look, spectacular, but here, that is a good save. That,
You've got to get down sharp there.
Yeah, and get a strong hand into that. That is difficult.